Alrighty. Good morning. Testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plains. The on some France mainly in Japan. All right. Good morning. It's a Friday. I stink. Friday, September 14th, 2018. Another fantastic day for trading Forex. Sorry for the rave behind me. I can't find the remote to change it. But anyways, hopefully it's not too distracting. Here, let me get over. I'm trying to get the thing going. Anyways, good. All right. So, good morning, everybody. Hey, let me remind you that trading is risky, not appropriate for everyone. Your past performance, good or bad, is not necessarily indicative of future results. But cheer up. Stay small, stay humble, focus on the long term, and never risk money you cannot afford to lose. My name is Wayne McDonald. I am the Chief FX Market Strategist. I'm a little close, right? Extreme close-up. I'm the Chief FX Market Strategist for TradersWay.com. We're a boutique foreign exchange trading firm, and we would like to earn your loyalty and respect and, of course, your business. I'm here to share my many years, well over a decade worth of experience trading the retail Forex market. I want to teach you technical and fundamental analysis in such a way that you can analyze the market, make your own decision, and be able to trade, ideally conservatively and with discipline, through fundamental analysis and trade planning using technical analysis. Seems pretty straightforward, right? So through these webinars, if I do earn your loyalty and respect, would you please visit TradersWay.com and at least open a demo account today? Give us an opportunity to fall in love. Coolio. Don't forget to like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. I don't just say it automatically. The reason you should subscribe is when I do these live events, if you're a subscriber, it sends you a message. It goes, pa-ching, click here to attend the live webinar that just started. Okay. Brooks looking for a counter trend. 3 things on the screen: CAD, peso, and Swissy only. Interesting. Right on. How are you getting to that, Brooke? Are you doing relative strength exercises? Okay. So anyways, let's get into it. Stuck. Right? Stuck. This is Aussie yen, as you maybe can see. Let's move this sucker around. Aussie yen. Zoom in here. Well, let me zoom out first and then zoom back in. So there's sort of our trade plan if you were trading this around the corner. Let's zoom in. It's come up. I mean, I really got to zoom in here. I guess let's go on a 15-minute chart. It's come up and it's hit the cluster. Now, I don't remember if I drew this orange line before or after. I think it was before. I think we were down in here because I was expecting a breakout, a pullback, and then maybe a rally. So I think we were in here yesterday. But nonetheless, it went up. And yeah, I think it was just 80, 50 or something up there, right? No, what is higher than 50, 50, 60, 75, 80? It was 80, 80. But anyways, came up here, hit the weekly target, and it stopped. You see how it double topped now at a weekly target? You have an opportunity, if you wish, if you so choose, you don't have to, but you could set up a counter trend trade here. Not necessarily a counter trend trade, but more like a stop hunt. You're hunting stops. So anyone that's been bullish throughout the week is now really concerned that they should get out of their trade, take profit, because it's Friday, it's the end of the week, but it's also hit the weekly target, right? So to get this to go higher, you need new buyers, right? And new buyers would drive it, let's say, up here to 81.30, 81.25. Well, maybe there isn't a lot of people that want to do that, right? So what happens in that scenario? Boom. What happens in that scenario? That doesn't look good either. If they're not going to buy it, then you can sell it. I mean, it's their weakness, right? So you can hunt their stops, and all you're really doing is getting this move that we set up yesterday, right? But think about this. I think a lot of bulls expect this to come down. I think they start taking profit. That means if you're a bear on a small time frame, you could attack that, right? Down, 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 up, up, 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 down, 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 down. And you just skippy scalp, right? And again, the only argument behind scalping this down is that you're helping people make their decision of whether they should take profit before the weekend or not. Okay. Adjust this counter trend before Friday. It's not really counter trend trading. It's stop hunting. You're a predator. Because, there are people biting their fingernails going, what should I do? Should I get out? Should I get out? I made all this money all week. Should I get out? Yeah, we'll help them make the decision. You're like, hell yeah, because I'm hunting your stops, Bubba. Okay. Big drop. This is our USD kitty cat 4-hour chart. A little messy, right? Let's back up. Okay, you see? So, we had this marked up yesterday. Could you set up a trade up now? Joe, you could do that. Yes, you could do that. For sure. Okay? When I say scalp, I mean there's no fundamental bias. For you to take that shot, Joe, you have to have a fundamental bias already established. You don't say, oh, well, I have to short it because it's M3 or something like that. Pivots are not telling you direction. Scalping has no bias. It has no direction. You're just a killer. Okay? So in that case, you're like, well, I'm hunting stops, and that's going to work for the rest of the day, but you're only doing it because it's Friday afternoon, and we've had a big rally, and we've hit the target. So you have to think, like, why would these guys not take profit? What's wrong with them? Okay. So Joe says, believe in yen strength. Well, there you go. Then you can set that up. Oh my gosh, Henley made it. Good morning, Henley, or good afternoon in that case. Aha! So, talking yesterday, we said you could treat this euro dollar like it's in a range, and it's going to be in a range forever until it breaks. And then, of course, it broke 20 minutes after I unpacked this whole thing. I think we had it originally going up, as you can see this, but then it didn't look like it was going to. But then, I guess, with the news and all that kind of stuff. So, anyways, Henley, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. That way it brings you here automatically. You do that here, by the way. You go to the bottom right-hand corner on YouTube. Here's the subscribe button. Okay. So anyways, it did finally break. Okay. The conservative target for this week is this price. The aggressive target for this week is this price. So it's done. Okay. Josh says we're heading up. Nothing going to stop us now. That'd be fantastic. Right? Mostly because that's what I have planned all year, right? And we did say the third week of August, right? This is August 14th. So this upward move here is technically the third week of August. Isn't that neat? But we said that in January. Yeah. So anyway, so is it technically an uptrend yet? No. Should you be worried about this area here? Yes. If we make it to our target, is that technically significant? Oh, yeah. Right. And look, I've highlighted the target twice. Okay. Remember I had this arrow up here and stuff. So remember, plan A was to buy the dip here. Plan B was to buy the dip here. Plan A is still valid, guys. So have you found, like, if you trade an hourly chart and a 15-minute chart and a 5-minute chart, did you find that you either broke even in this area or maybe even lost money in this area? Think about it. In this area here, was it a bloodbath? Was it okay? Did you do really well? How did you do when it consolidated? And then if you back out, right, it's simply an up, 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 down, down, buy, up, 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 up. Really, it moved sideways for 2 weeks, but essentially to a fundamental trader, nothing happened. You wouldn't have really done much more than buy it. Yeah, and it's a thing to look out for, Joe. You have to analyze your trading now. Like, go back, and these are the hard things. This is the stuff that people don't do. Okay, by the way, this is the thing that people don't do. 95% of people will ignore everything I'm about to say. So if that's important to you, please listen, right? If nothing happened, then what led you to overtrade? Okay? If this was simply up into a top, down into a range, right? And then back up, why was there more than, let's say, 1 or 2 trades? Because I know you didn't have a bloodbath, as some of you said, in here with 1 trade, because price didn't do anything. You see what I mean? So you overtraded. Some people will try to buy the bottom, sell the top, buy the bottom, sell the top. But if you did that, that also would not have been a bloodbath. Well, being bearish on euro dollar and selling it at the beginning of the week, that's also not a bad thing. I only see maybe 1, perhaps 2 opportunities in here. So maybe analyze, like, if you did much more poorly than you would have liked, go back through those trades, back through your trade plans, and say, you know, at what time frame did I make the decision to pull the trigger? And really ask yourself, how would you treat this differently in the future? Because you're going to get a lot of similar situations in the future. Because what happens is you get a big move, then it consolidates, because not everybody's on the clue train that euro dollar is reversing. So it's going to take some, public discussion. Some people are going to need some convincing. So it's, you're going to have this break, pull back, consolidate, break, pull back, consolidate type stuff all the time. So you don't want to make a lot of money here and then give it all back there. Okay. Now on a monthly basis, this was a really straightforward trade, right? On a monthly swing. So ask yourself, are you not looking at the bigger picture? If you lost a lot of money, if you made 10 or 12 trades in here, and yet nothing, it never really truly breached the monthly pivot. Like it didn't even breach the monthly pivot, right? Like nothing, right? Okay. All right. So anyways, traders are supposed to get out now. Okay. So if you are a bear, there's an opportunity of brewing. There's an opportunity afoot. Okay. If you're a bear, this is a very serious sell. Okay. So take a look. And then, of course, if you're a bull, you're just going to buy a dip. So where is that going to be? You're probably not going to get a chance to buy it today if you're a bull. So if you're a bull and you're going to buy a dip, start analyzing the prices now. At what price would you like to buy? Okay? And you'll probably get that Monday. Okay, here's that channel we drew quite a while ago now on the pound. Up, 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 down, down, buy. Up, 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 down, down, buy. Up, 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 up. Well, it's gone a little further. Okay. The frequency, as we discussed, I think last week, is sort of slowing down. It's coming down, but it didn't even get to the top of the channel. That's indicative of weakness. That's pretty typical on a Friday. People are taking profit. And why are they taking profit? Well, that's where you're supposed to take profit. So why not? Okay. Once again, if you're hunting stops, maybe that's an opportunity for you. Who knows? If you're a bull, just like I did here, 10 times earlier, you could start looking for buying dips and stuff, but that's your call. I typically don't like to buy another, move inside the pivot profit zone. Okay. You hit 131. Be happy with it. Let me go back to the chat. Someone said, why would I expect the dollar to be weak? Who said that? Oh, Kevin. All right. Well, first of all, you have to understand that a weak dollar is a good thing. A lot of people don't understand that fact. So that's my whole point. If everything is right in the world, if things are improving in the world, the dollar's weak. The dollar's strong when the world is ugly and frightening. Okay? So I have a general outlook that the world is generally improving. Yeah, it sucks if you're in Argentina or Venezuela or Turkey, but they have serious economic problems. Right? Like think of Japan. For 25 years, they've been trying their hardest to create inflation. Turkey can't turn it off. Yes, Roger, I'd be happy to. Okay. So anyways, this is a great opportunity to take profit. It's not bearish. If you're a cheeky monkey, you could be trading this down. If you are really aggressively bullish, you'd be buying back into here, but you're buying where others are supposed to be getting out. So you got to be very, very, very careful there. Oh, excuse me. What about emerging market trade wars and stuff? Yeah, what about it? It's really important if you're trading emerging market currencies. I don't trade them. I will not look at Turkish lira, but they did raise interest rates as we talked about yesterday. There was a nice move. But yeah, I don't want to, I'm not getting people into those types of trades. We talked about it before the crisis, but, no need to talk about it now. All right, so gold. Okay, I've had it going up since back here, up, 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 down, down, buy, up, 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 down, down, buy. It was supposed to go up here. We had our little correction, right? And even the correction was too far. Okay, well, okay, I thought it went more than that. All right, so that's exactly 786. I guess my opinion is still going to be the same. I think what it's going to happen is up in this place that I have marked now. So this is where we are now. Yeah, I think that's as far as it's going to go for a bit. So it has to prove to me that it's truly bullish by breaking out of this range. And I don't feel like the reason, I shouldn't say feel, because it made a 786 retracement in an uptrend, that 786 retracement is predicting a double top. Okay. You can see how accurately we hit the double top. So we have to break that based on the 786. If it was a 618, I'd be a lot more aggressive, but we basically, I mean, that's a 786. So it's much more sideways to me than up, but there's a little bit up to it. Okay, just don't be shocked if we get up here and then it comes all the way back, because that's what a range-bound market would do. Okay, so let me get rid of that. So hopefully that makes sense. The 786 predicts the double top, not a higher high. Al says, hey, USD retail sales today for the United States of America, what impact? Yeah, it's going to be good. That's a big mover. We have a hurricane right now on the east coast of the United States. So the next retail sales should be affected by that. But anyways, yeah, retail sales will be a great, it'll create volatility. It's important. Okay, but retail sales depends on how you measure it, but it is measured quite often by dollars. The dollar is up, what, 5% this year? So you can import, the United States can import 5% more imports than the previous year and not affect retail sales at all, right? Because the dollar was able to purchase more from a foreign country. Well, that's also an inflation killer, isn't it? So, anyways, that's kind of interesting. But that's why eventually the dollar weakens, because Americans are better off buying from foreigners. And, I've done the math and all that kind of stuff. You could show how international trade is better for both and all that kind of stuff. So, but anyways, let's go at oil. we have oil coming down, then a false rally, and then a collapse. I don't know if you want to call that the move. But anyways, it came down. I don't know if you want to call this a 382. And that gets us down into here. But this giant X is sort of the target, right, of support. Okay, support, 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 resistance, resistance. Okay, back down into here. So we didn't get like as much up as I would have wanted. And I only wanted that. I only put it there because of this monthly pivot, but it just moved. Okay. But you could have traded this, let's say. Okay. If you missed it, it's fine. I mean, that's a fast-moving market. I don't know what time frames you're on. But back out now. Do you consider this gray area support? 68. So yeah, so you could say, well, if you're a bull, you want to buy it at 68 or 60. What is that? 66, 60. Anyways, buy it here. Right? I bet you thought I was crazy when I drew this big arrow down, especially when I'm a bull. Okay. But I would certainly be happy if it went up at this point. Oops. I'd love for the up, 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 down, down, and kind of this way. I would prefer it going up. Oh, is that right? Thank you for the information about the hurricane, and I'm glad you and your family are safe. Remember a few days ago I said, you're going to see people on the beach holding the microphone saying this is the worst hurricane ever. And I heard this morning the fire chief of Winston, North Carolina, I think it was, he's like, we have flooding of epic proportions. This is like the worst hurricane ever. And I'm like, you know what? Any class 1 hurricane is quite bad, right? By definition, it means you have 90-mile-an-hour winds. And when you live up near water, that water tends to flood. I'm sure it's very, 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 very bad, but it's right to whoever's experiencing it, it's always the worst ever. I was watching a documentary many years ago. There's a guy like way up in the mountains, and he's like, you see all this erosion? He's like, it's not the wind. And for a long time, we thought it was a glacier. But whatever science they use now, they're like, it was a tsunami. He's like, you were pretty sure water came up here from 2,000 miles away. Not a glacier over, tens or hundreds of thousands of years. It was an event. Water came in, water went out. But it was big. Like, wow. Like, that's epic proportions. John, I never know. That's why you pick a team and you wait up, you ride it up. Patience is very, very, very important, John. Very, very important. Okay. But going back to like some of these things like, was it this one or was it euro dollar? Okay. Maybe we could look at this like, that's not a great example. But I guess what I'm trying to point out here is that is a buy. There's no doubt. Dollar, I guess. Was that the one I was looking at? Yeah, I guess so. No, that isn't the one I wanted. They're pretty straightforward trades on a 4-hour chart, I think. Okay. That's 5 minute, no wonder. So how you say in English? So the plan was what, third week of August, which is sort of in here. We kind of got it up for a while, then it collapsed, and it's, you know, I guess it depends on like how you look at things. If you find that a month is a lot of time, right? If a month is a long time, then you can get very, very, very frustrated. Technically, it's only really been 3 weeks since we've been quite serious about getting long on this thing, right? 3, maybe 4 weeks. Imagine, you know, you're like the CFO for a multinational corporation, or you're, you know, a commercial banker, or you're an investor. Let's do that one. You're an investor. You manage a stock portfolio. You know, a month is nothing. It's a blip. It's a right. It's a drop in the bucket. You know, like for example, I was reading about one hedge fund that had like a couple of $1 billion in it, which is pretty good, not bad, right? And they only had like 12 stocks in their portfolio, and like once a year they would consider, you know, taking profit on their big one and cutting some on their loser, and then they would decide maybe they'll buy a new stock with the new cash that they had, but maybe not. Like they made decisions once a year or every other year they would add to their portfolio, right? So there's a lot of market participants that look well beyond their 15-minute chart, right? So it's like for many, now those are investors versus traders, right? So a trader can get frustrated in here, where investors are just sort of tiptoeing into this thing. Now, I don't like making, you know, being in trades, you know, more than a few months at most. So this time of year, I try to be patient, knowing that it takes a while for all market participants to participate. But you need to maintain your bias, right? So before this week, before this inverse head and shoulders, you know, like I wasn't looking to get long term until, I guess let me draw a vertical line. It's all about here. Okay, this is when I became a serious market participant, and I wanted it to go up. So it went up for a week and a half, which is a lot longer than most people even are in trades, right? So a lot of people are going through their bloodbath because they're holding trades for a couple of hours, and they're long, and then they're short, and they're short, and they're long, and long, and short, and whatever, they get busted up. In this case, I'm long only at this point, and it worked for 10 days, and then it came all the way back. And now this is like just simply the next price in which to buy, and that's why we have it all marked up. And then, okay, it rallied up. is it technically bullish yet? No, but I need to be patient enough to buy this next dip, right? This was a good buy. Now this over here, which is forming now, will be a good buy. So I might buy it at New York close, or maybe I'll buy it Monday morning. But the idea is that it should, if my analysis is correct, it should start working its way up. And you could really, if you lose sight of it, and I'm not talking about you specifically, John, but just in general, I know from doing this for so long, that you can lose sight of it and then come back in like October and go, oh, snap. The thing I've been waiting for since February occurred and I missed it. Right? So I have found, for me personally, I do better just buying, just like I look at it as just doing my job. Buying at support, managing the risk. And hopefully if my bias is correct, the rest gets taken care of, right? So this was a buy, this was a buy, this was a buy, this was a buy. Because if you're a bull, all you're doing is buying at support. Okay? Now, if you're a bear, well, gee whiz, right? You did really well for yourself. Let's go over to the yen pairs. Okay. Guess start with beast, huh? It's gone. Okay, just gone. Beautiful. So what was the best trade here? Well, there's a few things going on. If you're a bull on a monthly basis, you were in the middle of the sweet spot. You didn't get a great, perfect sort of setup on a monthly basis, but you're in the right zone if you were a bull. Okay? Let's do it this way. From that support to that area, right? So it made a nice move here, 50% retracement, triple bottomed in your buy zone. That was a buy. It's not great, but it was good. Then on Monday morning, it opened right here. What's important about that? That's exactly what you wanted. If you're a bull, that's exactly what you wanted. And now massive breakout. Okay, gone. Now there were some moves in here because I'm trying to be quite aggressive, right? So I was hoping for the higher high, higher low thing. That didn't work out. It doubled or triple bottomed. I guess in this case, triple bottomed before the break. Okay, that's very unfortunate. But Monday morning or even Friday afternoon, that's a pretty obvious buy. That's what you want. That's it. That's the perfect entry. And you really should have taken profit on Tuesday. There was a pullback to the 4-hour 21, and now it's broken to the high side, and it's just gone like it's super elevated. Okay? Very hard to do anything about it now. And of course, counter trend traders are going to try to sell this. Okay. Oh, better mark that. That could be important in the future, eh, Brew? This one's just gone. Beautiful. Okay. You might have taken profit on Wednesday. That's perfectly acceptable. I don't care that it went higher. If you got out at R2, congratulations, nice trade. Okay, this is the entry on Monday morning. Beautiful. Once again, beautiful swing trade. Absolutely beautiful swing trade. Gone. All the way through the target. Notice again how it's set up on the reversal pivots. So it reversed Thursday, entry Monday, and gone. Okay. Right? So bears would have taken profit here. Bulls, this is your buy zone, gone. Nuno's still long. Yeah, I think you got to go like monthly plan on that. So if the previous week you entered basically the monthly plan, then your target is going to be way up here, 87.5 basically. Okay. The problem with that is you are going to run into very serious resistance before you get there. Okay. So it's not clear that you will break this. And then you got the next one that you need to worry about, this challenge. Okay. And then you got to worry about this. So long story short, if this was aggressively bullish to the upside, I'd say ride it out till the end of the year. But I think maybe you should consider taking profit and then getting back in later. Right? Take profit, buy the dip. Take profit, buy the dip. Take profit, buy the dip. Okay? Because it's not clear. I don't think the market conditions warrant being aggressive. I think market conditions at this time warrant being conservative. Yeah, John says probably need to start trading yen. Never thought I would say that. Well, the funniest thing, because you mentioned that before, but it's the funniest thing, like, if you only did one of two things, it would be only trade yen or only trade the dollar. But it's really funny for someone to say, oh, I don't trade the yen. You're like, it's really odd. So I don't know where it got tainted for you, but it's like, it's what people do, right? Yeah, so there's no technical trend now, but there are fundamental forces in play. So that's why you have to see the trend first and then confirm the trend. Now, New Zealand is not doing well these days, so there's clearly a downtrend. But if you're trying to foresee an upward move in this downward market, a double bottom is a pretty reasonable start, right? So you have to simply say, well, fundamentally, improving global macroeconomic conditions should move the Kiwi yen up. Okay? New Zealand is an exporter of commodities. Japan is an importer of commodities. So Japan would send money to New Zealand. Pretty simple. Kiwi dollar goes up, yen goes down. All right, so if that is true, if this is happening, then we need a reversal. Okay, because it's clearly been a downtrend for quite some time. So if it's going to go up, then we need a reversal. Well, what technical reversal might happen, right, in this area, this time frame or whatnot? And you say, well, this looks like it could be a double bottom. So that's all it is. Right? So a double bottom's a double bottom, and then the next move should be the next move. So the next move should be a retracement and then a higher high. But as I pointed out on Monday, you can see I highlighted this line here. That's a buy. I mean, we clearly went through it even last week, that if it comes down here, hits this price, moves up, it's bullish. So now the next plan would be something like this. Okay, and that's pretty significant because, not because it's happening, but it's because we could talk about it happening before it happened based on logic. So if it's happening, you know, someone else is planning on it too. Okay, it's only interesting to me because we planned it. Okay. Inverse head and shoulders. Oh, this? No. 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 Nope. I disagree. It's just a double bottom. I think what you're looking at is this, but no, this is just the right shoulder of the double bottom. Cool. So that would be a trade plan for me. Higher high predicts higher low off a double bottom. That's called a 1, 2, 3 reversal. That's also called a hammock. So somewhere between the 382 and 618, I'd like to buy a dip and rally it up to the next target. Okay. Now, the only next interesting thing about that is if I get that correct, and then that sets up the next move for the previous week, or the following week, which would then probably create a higher high, which then sets us up being in that trade till the end of the year. So what it means is you're buying it around 72, and we'll probably drive this up 1,000 pips. Okay. There's a lot to do before we get there. Yeah, Luis is looking for a dip next week. Sounds like a plan. CAD yen. I did CAD yen, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Giant sideways move. Okay. So what's like a bullish trade plan for the CAD yen was last week, right? Buy it at the support area, which I still have highlighted here. In last week's bottom, right? Last week's bearish target, this month's bullish buying, right? Or no, that's an S. Yeah, so no, it just sucks. It's just giant sideways. Forget it. It's just giant sideways. It's still S1 to R1, but that's not a great trade. I have become so numb. Feel you here. Do, 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 do. So did you buy the dip? Was that right? 450 pips in the pound yen. Held it for almost a month. Right on. Good for you. Van Oostrom. I don't think it's Dut. Or I thought you said Deutsch. Oh, Dutchy. Yeah. Oh, yeah, yeah. I didn't mean it on a pair basis. I meant it on. So picking like a particular yen pair doesn't make it conservative and repeatable. It's you designing well thought out trade plans in advance. What's the longest? I don't know. 4 months, maybe? Yeah, no, whoever wrote it wrote Dutchy, and I thought it said Deutsch, Deutsche, like German, and I'm like, nah, it doesn't seem German. I would guess Dutch, but I guess, and then I realized it was Dutchy. So. Yeah, the Czar, yeah. We had it somewhere on one of these. What pair was it? Okay. Was it the yen one? Oops. Yeah, so I had it bouncing at this pivot. Clearly didn't work. Okay. So I don't know how you want to mark it up, but some people would probably play this as a 618. So we got a bit of a miss. Well, in my neighborhood, people are spending money like crazy. Like crazy. Shows you the power of technical analysis, doesn't it? I just love technical analysis. So you have to understand that that's where you're supposed to get out. So no matter what happens, people want to get out. Oh, yeah, we got to do this. Okay. So remember I was showing you this, maybe I was doing this with the swing trading group. By the way, swing trading group, we got to meet at 9:30, right? So we meet in an hour. So I guess I did this with the swing trading group. This is Aussie dollar on a daily chart going back to January. This is the monthly sell zone. This is the monthly sell zone. This is the monthly sell zone. Right? Counter. Monthly trade. Monthly sell zone. Monthly sell zone. Monthly sell zone. So zooming in now, it's kind of interesting. Like, again, we're out of position, but if you're going to use price action, you look at the old low, drag it across. That's kind of where you want to sell, and that's kind of where we are now. But look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then of course this is the 7th. At least 5 out of 7 months were just like straightforward, in-your-face, obvious trades. Okay. So if you look over here, dollar gaining strength and dollar gaining strength. Oh, which one did I just cover? That was Aussie dollar. Aussie versus US dollar. Down, 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 up, up, sell. Down, 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 up. What should I do now? So I guess that's it for today. Why don't you have a wonderful weekend? Thank you for being a client of tradersway.com. We appreciate you. We work hard for you. We want you to succeed. We hope you enjoy the fast execution speeds, competitive spreads, world-class customer service. We hope you enjoy these webinars. Please remember to like and subscribe. And also, if you're watching a video recording of this live webinar, would you please leave a comment, even if it's just hello or thank you or something like that. If you want me to cover different pairs than I typically do, leave that in the message. Leave a comment on the video of what currency pairs you'd like me to cover. I'd appreciate that. You have a wonderful weekend. I will be doing homework. Yeah, I'll be doing lots of homework, all that kind of stuff. But peace on earth. May the pips be with you. May your profits be above average. Swing traders, yes, at 9:30. So we'll see you guys in the swing trading classroom at fxbootcamp.com. We'll set up those 100 pip trades again. Cool. Thank you, guys.